Thanks everyone for joining. We've got multiple EV enthusiast owners on the call and who've been owning EVs for a long time, driving EVs for a long time. So this is me, Ankush. I've been driving Nexon EV Max for almost 3 years now. Driven almost 70,000 kilometers. I'm an IT professional and I'm passionate about EVs. So work through that. Sagar, you want to go ahead, introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi, everyone. This is Sagar this side. I'm a legal consultant, and I've been driving EVs, multiple of them, but the latest one is Tata Nexon EV45, which is the recent baby of the family in terms of cars. And yeah, it's been a pleasure joining you all in this session.
Anuj, you want to go next?
So, hi everyone, myself Anuj Purohit. From profession, I am an entrepreneur into technical line and I have been driving XEV90 since almost an year.
Great. Sohail, you want to go ahead?
Hello guys, I'm Suhail. You might have seen me on my YouTube channel, Electric. By profession, I'm an ex-banker, a musician, an EV enthusiast, and former owner of XUV 400 and currently in Exxon 45.
Great. Suresh, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, hi everyone. So I am into IT industry and we are owning two EVs in our household. So the recent one is P6. It will complete 1 year in April, and our Nexon EV45, Nexon EV30, which will complete around 5 years in November this year.
Great. So one of the early adopters. So basically, everybody, the thought process of getting people around, we run multiple EV communities across WhatsApp, X, and other social media channels, and all this time, those communities, even via Electri, we run those, and the thought process of those communities is to basically help the owners out, help people adopt the new technologies in a more comfortable way and answer their doubts, issues, problems, be it anything, EV related, not EV related. But if it is an EV related topic, in the sense that if it is insurance for an EV, why not? Uh, we talk about those as well. So that's what we've been doing for a long time, just to make sure this adoption goes in a very smooth, convenient way for the new people. And also with the help of our contacts in with the OEMs, we're able to get issues addressed at a faster pace. Reason for this call and for us, all of us to get together today was to basically discuss a burning topic which has been started by a YouTuber. And I'll not go into details of the issues. I'll ask Sagar to cover that. The only thing which we wanted to talk about was that how an issue related to a customer, and he is trying to vilify a technology rather than trying to get his issue sorted. Sagar, you want to go ahead and cover what's the background of the issue?
Yeah, the issue started with one of the YouTubers and a fellow EV owner by the name of Venom. And he has a Mahindra 9E Pack 3 top-end model, which unfortunately got into an accident, I think around on 2nd of September 2025. And subsequently, then he had some issues, whether when he went for a repair, and there he had, willingness towards getting it covered under total loss, wherein ICICI Lombard, as per the videos posted by the OP, have been denied for the total loss claim. And thereafter, even after his car was repaired, he still has some issues. When we will further dive into the details of this whole saga very shortly, we will get to know both the sides of the story, where we can raise a very valid questions regarding what all could have been done better, and what all are the angles where the OP himself, as well as Mahindra dealership and the insurance company may have got things wrong. So that is the summary of the topic we are going to cover today in depth.
So Rakesh has joined us. Rakesh, can you give us a short intro?
Yeah. No, so I am Rakesh. I'm closely following the EV development since almost last 8 to 9 years, and also driving multiple EVs. Um, I'm deep into renewables as well. A lot of interest in there. I've got it installed at my all the homes. So that's my short intro.
I think
Great. So,
Sharad Bhai is also there. We should get his intro done.
Yep.
Sharad Bhai, can you
Hi
please
everyone.
go ahead with the intro?
I myself Sharad Sharma. I am into intellectual property, and I've been driving an EV from last 5 years. You know, have 75,000 kilometers on the Odo.
great. So uh, basically, what Sagar has just summarizing what Sagar has shared is that there's a person who had a problem with his car. His car made an accident. He went through the claim process. The claim process didn't go as per his expectations, and now he's basically saying that he's been shortchanged by the uh, insurance as well as the dealer. He's made 2 videos already on the topic. There are some loopholes on that on the things. Uh, as quoted basically by Sagar that the repair estimate was high, then it was reduced. So Sagar, starting up with you, and the very clear reason because you've got the legal expertise on the topics here. So what do you think? What is the process of an insurance claim? How it usually works?
See, the process of insurance claim is fairly well laid out as per our IRDA acts. And in this, whenever you go for a claim, the service center has to, prepare a repair estimate, wherein the total extent of losses are ascertained. And then it is to be seen by the insurance company whether the owner of the vehicle has all the covers, whether he has zero debt. So if he has zero debt, it will be covered, without any depreciation. Else, in some cases, if someone has a return to invoice, that is also commonly called as RTI. So in that case, if the damage of the extent of damage is more than 75% of the IDV or the car, then it automatically falls into the RTI claim. And in such cases, some companies give back showroom, some companies then refer it onto the on-road price as per what the owner has taken in such cases.
Uh, Anybody else would want to chime in on this?
So yeah, I think I had been following this since a while. See, the biggest problem which I see in this entire scenario is one influencer is demeaning, a specific technology in the name of, what I feel is more of gaining the attraction from the online users for their engagement and all. So demeaning EV specific technology for their repair fiasco, whatever has happened, I would say about that as well. But demeaning EV in lieu of his own problems is not called for. So from my point of view, I see problems at all the ends basically. Okay, starting from the owner. Yes, owner is definitely at fault. Okay, he may try to become a victim now, but he has equal stakes in this problem or in this in creating this mess. Dealer, of
So
course,
why do you say so,
they should have
Rakesh?
denied
Why,
clearly that okay,
Rakesh, why do you say
with
so?
this amount of whatever has been approved by insurance, should it cannot be repaired. So dealer is at a fault. Insurance definitely. I would say insurance is they had negotiated at their part, okay, and they were successful in convincing dealer, and even owner also agreed to it. So all three has got some problems here.
So what I understand is basically owner approving an insurance claim is the core of it. And I went through these videos myself as well. And what I saw was that the insurance claim the survey came out to 56 lakh rupees, and then the insurance surveyor came back and decreased the survey amount. The amount was contested and questioned by the dealer, stating that it cannot be brought to this point, which then was again went into negotiations. The OP himself says that he argued with the insurance and the dealer for 1.5 months. But the only thing which I understood from Sagar and Sharad was that you have to go to the insurance ombudsman to basically raise your complaint. And also, even first, before even going to the ombudsman, you need to raise it formally to the insurance, stating that you are not agreeing to their complaint, their resolution, and you want a different resolution. Do you guys see that this process has been followed, Sagar?
Yeah. Ankush, the first thing is let us go with the facts one by one. This OP submitted his car for the claim. And the first thing that Mahindra, as they should do, is chalk out a repair estimate, which it was clearly mentioned by the OP in his own video that it was 56 lakh, which upon my research I've come to know is acceptable in case of big losses by the insurance companies. And if the car price is 30 around 35 lakh max across India, and if the repair cost is going 56, that is okay. If the individual parts cost more than comparing it to a factory production. So upon getting the 56 lakh estimate from Mahindra dealership, the OP said that then ICICI came in and revised and rejected that 56 lakh repair estimate, and they approved 11 lakhs. So that is where the first point of contention comes in. How did ICICI come to such a conclusion, wherein when the dealership is saying that the extent of damage is up to 56 lakhs, and then you come and give you a revised quote of 11 lakh, which is way, way, way beyond what was expected. Quoted by the OP that he deliberated with the insurance company as well as Mahindra dealership, that he clearly wanted to go for the total loss. Now, the second point of contention comes is if the OP was not happy with the estimate of 11 lakh from ICICI, he has two options. First, he has first option to escalate it to ICICI's own in-house ombudsman, which is the due process he should follow, and thereafter he should approach the IRDA ombudsman with a complaint that this is way out of proportionate and my car should go for total loss. But in the video, there was no evidence given by the OP that he approached that. He was just, telling clearly that he deliberated, but there was no evidence of any mail screenshot or any communication which can be verified and taken as a legal weightage. So that is where the first point of, issue from the OP itself is that he should have come out very clearly in his video that he had escalated in the correct manner to the correct authorities in the correct timeline. Else, his third option was, apart from this, is send a legal notice through his lawyer to the insurance company that this claim is not at all acceptable, and he is not willing to start the repair work of his car. And thereby, that was the only first sequence of turn, I would say, which took down things to the south, in my very humble opinion.
Sagar, in this
Correct.
thing, I
So,
will
so
just add one thing
yeah,
also.
go ahead. And
Yeah, so if you look at the videos, in the video, he claims that the OP claims that after the insurance guys, they drill down the estimate to somewhere around 12 lakhs. He asked the service center, like, can you guys repair this car in this estimate? And as per the video, he claims that the Mahindra service center actually said, no, we can't. So after that, what happened and how these three party again came together at an agreement, I think is currently missing in the videos. So this is something is very strange to me, that when two parties are saying that it cannot be fixed, how come after that the insurance company pressurized or forced these two uh, parties to sign on the document? I don't know how that can be done.
correct, because he himself says that he sent. This brings us a good point. Right? He himself says that on 17th of October he shared an email with the company, basically Mahindra, as well as the insurance company ICICI Lombard, stating that start the work, and he there was some conditions. There were some questions which I saw when I saw that email screenshot. Interestingly, that email screenshot has no to and from list. That email screenshot has no date or time mentioned on that email. The email is center aligned. I being coming from a professional organization, I would never send an email which is center aligned to on an official channel. So, and that email has no proof of it being sent from a Gmail mailbox, Outlook mailbox, a Yahoo mail, or what mail service was used to send that email. So, is that email even sent out to somebody, or
To
is
me,
this is this
it was
CRZ?
very untransparent, wherein you release it like a press release, and when you want to really escalate with such videos, then I think the complete email should come out, despite whatever modes of communication he is using. But email being the strongest, I think in the video the email should have come out with complete clarity.
And in
You are
this
Correct.
video,
absolutely.
And to also to keep it clear, as in I know people can raise privacy concerns about the employees of the dealership as well as the insurance company. They could have been redacted from the email clearly with a highlighter or marker, and then the rest of the email with timestamps could have been shared, stating that that person did send that email. And was there a response back from the insurance or the dealer on that email stating that yes, they are agreeing to the repair, and the repair is meeting the perfect standards of making the car factory finished, or the agreement that the owner was coming from?
So I have some points that I want to raise on the previous conversations that we were having. So number one,
Go ahead,
as
sir.
everyone mentioned, that the price was dropped down from 56 lakhs to 11 lakhs. And in one of the other videos with the collaboration, he mentioned that the battery and motor repair were excluded from the final claim. So the first thing that for any consumer that rises, please attach a diagnostic report to confirm that the battery and motor or the BMS are not damaged. So that should have been the first step. He being a tech reviewer, being so much into tech, he would know that this is the main component. So he should have asked for that. Then again, as you mentioned about the email chains, so there would have been a proper email chain, not only one snapshot that this is what I want. You should have provided a proper email chain, proper WhatsApp message that would have been done to and fro. and something in the future as well. I guess we may be short of time and not be able to discuss it. I just want to keep the point first that in the latest video he mentioned about uh, sending a list to the service center that these are the issues that I want them fixed. If everything has not been good up to his expectations, he would have sent that list on a WhatsApp or an email, something, and not on a piece of paper. Like nobody uses a piece of paper anymore to write those all that stuff. So there are
Correct.
some things which are dicey, and
Transparency is,
and
are we
we need
saying transparency is the
yeah.
key
So
here?
yeah, so basically, I'm not accusing him of spreading any false information or something. I'm just saying that all the cards are not on the table. And if someone is making such a big claim, they should reveal all their cards. That's my take on it.
Absolutely. And whenever such big claims do happen, you cannot just keep trust on your service center guy or any surveyor just on call or messages. You, as being such a big YouTuber, you should know that you should always follow a formal line of communication on such big claims. And if you had made it very clear in the first video itself that you had already done that part of responsibility which was yours. So these things wouldn't have taken this turn. You should have formally
Correct.
protested the things there, and you should have not given at all any consent to start the repair work.
So Sagar, just
Correct.
just to add
Sagar,
to it,
sorry,
Yeah.
Anuj, just one thing before we move on. Just two questions, and I will want Anuj you only to answer. Is one, first of all, should a person once the car see now the person is given a repair estimate, a repair order saying that yes, please go ahead repair the car. Okay, whatever way he gave that. Uh, should once your car is repaired, would you as a person accept the car till the time it is not 100%, even if it is you're paying EMIs for it?
so
Would you take it out of the dealership?
obviously that is the crux of it. And as I was saying, so Sagar when mentioned that there were three ways for him, right, to recover out of the situation. If we look at it, he actually had four ways, right? Being a YouTube influencer, he is now using the fourth way to, pass on these messages to the public. So what I feel is if he was not happy during the insurance estimate itself, he could have made a video about it, and then he could have used that video to also, send it across to ensure that everyone understands the process of insurance. And if he really felt that, he was being cheated at insurance level, so he must have raised his voice at that moment. But at that moment he chose to accept what was coming, and then when everything was happened, and as you said, I wouldn't have taken that delivery, right? He took the delivery. After that, he is now making all these videos and trying to, figure out what has been done wrong to him, so where he has got cheated. So I think he had
Correct.
ample
Another
opportunity.
Agreed. And another question would be, he mentioned in his video, the title of the video is "Don't buy an EV without watching this." Do you guys think, and Shresh, not come to you, Shresh, do you think this is about EVs? Is this related to EVs? Can it happen with an ICE car?
Yeah, in fact, I have seen on Team BHP as well. I was going through one of the threads after this incident happened. So that was relating to a Honda City. And now you see, Japanese are considered like they are the top in reliability and service and all
Correct.
terms of
Correct.
even engineering. But even if it is happening with the Honda City, so it cannot necessarily be pinned on a powertrain choice. And one more thing that stands out to me that when he eventually made the first video, the release date was very perfectly timed with the fire incident on the BE6, which was unrelated. But
Absolutely.
if I wanted to gain engagement, I would probably time it somewhere around it so that I can get maximum reach. So it
Good
somewhere
point you
feels
bring.
disingenuous. Like, yeah, it seems disingenuous why you would wait so long And it just happened by coincidence that this unfortunate incident happened with the BA6. And now you are taking that incident and using that incident's engagement to fuel your own incident.
And if I remember, he quotes the B6 incident in his video as well, the first video, and then he says that the company blames the tire and everything. And but if I understand from all of you, I think it was prima facie established that the actual cause of that incident was the tire catching fire. Right? There is no OEM blaming the tire. There is actual video evidence of the tire catching fire. Is that correct or not?
Yes, and Ankush, if you remember, I actually had posted a picture of a Omni with the front tire on fire, which I caught on highway just few days later, wherein I pointed
Correct,
on X that the tire fire can also not be tagged to an EV. It could happen to any car.
correct,
And
correct.
I think it's an unrelated issue as well because there are so many media platforms and the owner of that particular BE6 has not come in front of to deny the Mahindra statement. So I don't think that
Absolutely.
will be an issue at all.
No, absolutely. See,
So
we,
again,
we don't have anything against the particular OP, but giving a tagline that EV as a whole powertrain is the main root cause or the devil in disguise is absolutely opportunistic in my very honest view. And there's these things can happen with any of the ICE powertrains also. You bring in any Volkswagen or anything, their parts take time. There is a particular turnaround time. Sometimes, there are very old cars also where you don't get the parts for 2 to 3 months. So that is where I think just blaming plainly on the EVs for maybe potential engagement is where we do not agree, on this part.
correct,
We are not
correct.
particularly against his personal statements, but yeah, as a whole, if you are blaming for engagement on this particular issue, then yeah, there should be discussion and further explanation from the OP
And Saga,
on
just
why
to
EVs are better.
yeah, just to add to it, in his one of the first video, he himself claims that he has almost zero experience with the XCV9E. So he says, I have driven about 100 kilometers, right? And
Correct.
now, if you look at the new videos where he is showcasing some of the issues in the car, which are actually not any issue. For example, where he shows that on switching the car, the range suddenly drops by 20 odd kilometer. So, as an XCV owner, I would just like to put it out that that happens on every boot. And to the public out there, why it happens is the car starts without the air con, right? Without the AC, and it shows a range without AC. And then in after split second, the AC turns on and the range drops by 20-30 kilometer depending upon your last driving profile, and it shows a sudden drop in the range. Another point he mentioned is that the auto dipping of the headlight. So that is also a feature in the car where the ADAS system on auto headlight will transition a high beam to low beam and back to high beam. So all in all, the videos I saw few issues wherein the wire was cut, that was the issue, and the paint job and the marks, scratches which are seen. But fundamentally, he is not able to still showcase any real issue with the car.
No, absolutely right. You are Anuj, you are
Correct, correct.
bang
Before
on
before
point.
going there, before
Yeah.
going there, just want to bring up another point. So let's get to. I'm just trying to go the timeline wise because that way it will be easier
Correct.
for the audience to
Correct.
understand as well on how this is happening. So after this video, the video this guy went away. What he said is that Mahindra came to him, tried to tell him to take down the video, even sent people to his house to look into the problem. Okay, so got inputs from Mahindra. He got visits to his house. He got people who came and looked into his car, asked him to give his car back, and he gave a list of issues. What he says in that video sounds very strange to me again. Okay, I have issues with my car, right? I would write it down up on a paper and give it to somebody. Maybe I was having a paper at that point of time. I can understand. I'll write it down. When I'll hand it over to somebody, it's a tech world. Don't you think I'll click a photograph of it to keep evidence stating that I gave a list of issues to somebody to look into? Why is the expectation that the person who took the list will have the list and share the image back? I am the aggrieved owner who's at a loss of 33 lakh rupees. Would I not keep evidence of every single thing that is going wrong?
And Ankush, if you think about it, he had the car with for all this time, right? So he must have been noting all these issues. It would not be that those five people have come now and then he is going through the car and then figuring out the issues.
Correct, correct. So why is there again, what I find lacking is why is there no official communication to the dealer saying that boss, yeah, these are five issues, these are 10, 20, 15, whatever number of issues that you need to look into, and you need to work it out before it is solved. Why is there no
No,
evidence
I have
of
a counter
this?
here that did he provide a single evidence where he escalated with the regional service manager? That is the first step in Mahindra. Then did he really escalate it to the top management via so many email IDs are there, and uh, and the first most basic thing is see EV owners are very proactive in joining various EV groups and forums. So my first very basic question to him is. Was he not available on any of these groups where the fellow EV owners would suggest him, on how better he could have handled these things?
And he's
Very, very
active on
basic
X,
question.
just FYI. He's active on X, and a lot of us are active on X. I think Sohail, you reached out to him, right? Right?
Yes, yes. So when he first purchased the car and posted about it on X, I congratulated him as anyone, and I asked him specifically to join our EV community on X, where we can help him if he faces any problems in the future or has any questions regarding the car. And he even liked it. So I was just going through it. So he read it basically. It means that he read it.
Oh, so
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 he
he
should have,
knows that there is help available.
there is
Okay,
help
that's
available.
interesting.
And so when the insurance company claimed that only 11 lakh can be approved, he could have reached to the many forums or on X that this is happening with me. Can someone guide me? Can someone help me? Because many of us have helped other EV owners as well in the past. So this is not going to be one-off case.
In the past, from
And
years, not only just now,
yeah,
from years we have been helping.
correct. Many years that Sagar, you have helped a lot of people. Okay, even we know people in Tata that have been helped by a known person, Ashish Arora. So there are many people who would have been able to help him, but he did not reach out for help. And to the 1.5 months that he was going to and fro from here and there were no mail chains as to whom he actually approached. Were those person actually people who would have taken some decision, people in authority? So that was also not provided to us. So there are a lot of things that do not hold up. And I again would put my point that I am not accusing him of spreading misinformation, but all the proper steps were not followed. And if those were followed, maybe this issue would have been resolved very amicably.
Correct. Again, coming to the second part of that video, okay. People are talking about. He's talking about that. Oh, he sent his car for a range test of sorts, right? Somebody took his car for a drive to Delhi and come back. He shows a 270-kilometer run, saying that the car would have done it very easily. We've got two Mahindra owners themselves on the call. Guys, do you think that a car coming from Dehradun to Delhi, a Mahindra car, or any EV for that sake, do you think 270 kilometers is a problem?
So if you are asking me, so what I feel is that with an EV, right, it mimics the driver's passion to drive, right? So if I am driving in a certain way, I know my XEV will give around 550 kilometers of range. But on the other hand, I can drive the car in a way that it gives maybe 300 odd kilometers. So we cannot say that this one drive cycle proves anything. We do not know whether the driver who was driving the car was he an existing EV owner, or he gave the car to one of his friend who does not know how to drive an EV and shifted from an ICE to EV day one, and then he is driving.
And
So
even if he's driving too fast, because I saw one of the MID screenshots when the car was at 73%, the car shows that the car has run for 60 kilometers in 55 per minute, 65 kmph of average speed. And the most interesting point there is the car says the efficiency is 3.4 km per kWh. To both the Mahindra owners, in what cases do you think a car would be at that low in kWh?
Ankush, we have already done the stress test of 9E in the last week of March upon delivery, and yeah, we also had a separate run after that to the stress max test, where we pushed the car till continuous 140 wherever we could, and in the peak of the summer, around 42 to 45 degrees of temperature, where I personally have the photos and data of the car. And thereby, in that case, also with full load, it still gave me around 320 kilometers with continuous target of touching 140 kmph. So on a national highway, I wouldn't reveal my car number if I want to get fined, but definitely I'll be very confident with the stats and with the photo that yeah, this car is as Anuj said, if you drive like you care for your girlfriend, it will give around 500 to 550 in between. And if you just drive it like a race car, it still gives you more than 320, 330.
Correct. And having said that, given that this car is repaired, it could have had issues with it, which might be the case. Repair or the problem with the car could be a case, but that is to be proven in conjunction with the owner. And
So
he
Ankush,
also alludes to in this. Yeah, go ahead. Anuj.
one point I will just put it here is, in one of the video he shows that the car at initial boot is showing some range, right? And he questions it that how is this range correct for 97% SOC. So just I would like to put some light on it. So how the Mahindra car show the ranges on your past driving uh, ways. So if
History, recent driving history.
yeah,
Yeah.
recent driving history. So and if I start the car and I keep it for in idle condition for 4 or 5 hours, like it happens in a service center. So the next day when the car comes from the service center, it doesn't display me 500 or 600 kilometers of range. It displays like 400 only. But as soon as I start driving, the car then calculates back and it readjusts the range. So just showing 1 second of video at a boot up sequence and then telling that look how the car is showing the range and this is a faulty battery, because I'm pretty sure if there is a fault in the battery, the system would be smart enough to itself tell the user that there is a fault in the battery itself. So it would not be like an atomic case like you can drive with a faulty battery.
And I would like to add
Correct.
in the same point that it is not just for Mahindra. It is
Yeah,
for every any OEM EV. If you drive very rashly, it will still give show you the range as per your recent rash driving. And if you drive very beautifully and smoothly, it will still show you the higher range as per the past few trips of driving. And second of all, see, many people miss for ranges and they get very confused. That range estimation is also dependent how well you balance your pack. If you are not touching 100% SOC, then definitely it will start to show lower and lower ranges. So that is one point where there is no clarity in this particular case whether the how many times the car has been charged till 100% of SOC. So that is one more technical
Correct.
point.
And Shresh, what has your experience been with the BE6? I know it's not the same car, but what have you been getting?
So I did a couple of trips on the B6. So mostly these trips were in UP itself, not very far. but I did a round trip between Lucknow and Prayagraj. I was able to do the whole 450-kilometer trip in 79%. Started with 100 from home, and I came back with 21%. And so my average trip speed in this one was around like 65, and peak speeds were around 80, 90. So I would say I can easily get around 500, 550 from the car. And even for the X1 EV, I would say that the efficiency was almost the same. So it's in fact that the B6 is more efficient than the older EVs that we have. So 3.4 from a XEV 9E, I would only get if I was drifting the car in sand all day.
Correct.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what approach was being used to drive that EV at that given point of time. Having said, then he moves on to start questioning the charging infrastructure and how it is not working and everything. I don't know, enough has already been said of how OMC chargers operate. I think we have been the leaders in ourselves. I'll pride myself in saying so. Right, I myself have raised two RTIs. Anuj did one, and we kind of questioned the government. We've been vocal on X. There are multiple posts that we've done. We're raising issues on CP grams, the central redressal portal that is there by the government of India to basically talk about these chargers on the OMCs, which is basically the oil major companies, not working. So, do you as EV owners target them as your primary charging options?
So again,
Sagar, thoughts?
Can you repeat your question, Ankush? We as
Yeah,
EV
so
owners?
do you as EV owners target the oil major company chargers like BPCL, IOCL, HPCL as your primary go-to chargers to charge?
See, looking at the things in the past from the OMCs, definitely there was an issue. So we are used to first keeping our priorities on the private CPOs, not to name anyone. But definitely, even now, the things have improved on major highways. The OMCs operational status of their chargers has improved a lot. So even considering those both the forces, that is private and PSU, that is OMCs, I don't think so. It is very tough to travel across India, north, south, leke. You go to from anywhere, east to west. That is absolutely not an issue right now, I would say, in my humble opinion.
and Ankush, to add to it, so if
Correct.
the person who was driving this XEV, as I said, we don't know whether he was an EV veteran or whether he had any experience of driving an EV. So if he wanted to jump to any location and try to find a charger, so that is a wrong expectation right now, right? We have 2 3 apps which we use to figure out which chargers are working, and when we go, and so those charger we find, I think 99% uptime is there. Now in the video we do not see how the chargers were being sought out. We just see some pump photos, the chargers are offline. Good part is that he eventually got a charger, and that was to a Mahindra charger on the Neelkant Star.
Yes, that was also surprising. I have traveled Dehradun, Delhi by myself. Done it once. The usual way to come back from there is come from Dehradun to Roorkee, Roorkee to Muzaffarnagar, Muzaffarnagar to Meerut, and then Meerut back Meerut Expressway to Delhi. Rarely you will do yeah, if you're going to Gurgaon, you will try and do Eastern Peripheral and then try to go to Gurgaon. But then still you will come via that route. So why would you go to the Neelkant Star Mahindra charger, which is kind of out of the way? It's in Rai Sonipat on a different tangent. You could easily do it in this side. So I'm very surprised there as well.
So but I have a theory for it. So when I was doing my Gujarat trip recently, I met few BEV owners who had no idea about charging. They did not know what is a CCS2 port. So what they thought was that Mahindra car will get charged on Mahindra charger only. So Now, so I made them aware, like, this is now how it works. It's a universal protocol and you can charge wherever you want. What I feel is, while going to Delhi, the driver, he did not find any working charger, and as a last option he thought, okay, let me go to a Mahindra charger only, which happens to be at Neelkant. I cannot find
No,
any
could be,
other
could
way.
be, could be,
Yeah,
could be. But had he used simple CPU aggregator apps like Static does so many. There are approximately 10, 15 chargers on the route, which are operational, running with high uptime. I've used myself a charger at Devrana, on which is by Hyundai. So I don't know why that thought process. Maybe they were novice. That's that. That brings me to another point. He talks about then, oh, the car required charging so many times. It was required. Do you guys think that charging is expensive? And it takes a lot of money to travel from one place to another place in an EV. Sohail, thoughts?
Let me unmute it. So saying charging is expensive, it's like a very wayward thing to say. Like on my own website, there are multiple trips that have been logged by many people. Anuj himself has logged many trips there. People in Curve traveling 2000 kilometers, and people from traveling from Delhi to Jammu in a Windsor EV. And everyone, it only costs 2 to 3 rupees per kilometer. And it does not cost much more than that. Going when you take it in a whole round trip, going upwards and coming back down. So one thing I feel is that the driver was, firstly, he did not understand the tech of how to drive an EV. Number two, since they might not have used any apps before, and he himself mentioned he gave it to a friend, the friend might not know there are applications like Static, Charge Zone, others, or even how to use a plug share app, which is a crowdsourced app to find chargers nearby. So he would have seen there are so many chargers en route, not only on petrol pumps. And the first image that he showed was of a BPCL petrol pump, eDrive BPCL. It was clearly in the image that the dispenser was not working at all. It was blacked out. So I cannot understand if that charger would have been shown available on any of the app. He might have dropped upon it by chance. Okay, there is a charger. I should go over there, and he saw, okay, the machine is not working. But if you would have used an app, as Ankush you mentioned, this issue would not have arisen at all. So there are things that, based on the ecosystem, he could not. The driver at the point at that time did not understand how the thing works. And this, all of this is, I just believe it's just to get more views and everything. I am not that big a YouTuber to know how all these things work, and I don't wish I become that kind of a person to just to gain views. I post all this stuff. Again, there are a lot of things in the story
Having
which do not
having
add up.
having said
And
that, I've driven these BEVs myself on I don't own ones, but I've driven both of them more than 100 kilometers. What I remember from my drive is, if you have a Pack 3 top model with the HUD version, doesn't the car come with a with markers which says that there is a charger in X amount of kilometers, and it also gives the status of the charger, if it is up and running or not? The Mahindra
absolutely,
owners, any thought?
yes, Ankush, it does. But then the owner or the user has to be at that level to understand the car, to understand and talk back to the car. So if you give the car to someone who doesn't know how to drive or this car, or who hasn't experienced the MBEVs, he wouldn't intuitively know that the car is trying to tell that, hey, there is a charger 500 meters ahead. But what I feel from this is that even if you are trying to charge on any of the pumps, if you go to a pump owner, for example, if you go to any BPCL, and if you find a broken gun or a offline, if you talk to the people on the pump, they will redirect you to a nearest charger. This I have seen. So they know what nearby petrol stations have the chargers working. So I am saying that without using the charger, you cannot survive. This would be a wrong statement. Even if I happen to jump on a charger, still there are 100 ways to figure out, okay, where should I go next to charge? And as Suhail said, so I recently did a 3000 kilometer to Gujarat, and on all of this trip, I just used the DCFC, DC fast charging, and the cost was somewhere around 3 rupees. And in our group, we have Mahindra owners who are doing 100% DC charging. So they don't have access to AC charging at all. So people are driving these cars for 18 20,000 kilometers and sustaining 100% on DC charging, and even they find it cost efficient when compared to a petrol or a diesel car. So I think that clears the doubt around it.
See,
So,
we are
so
not, we are Ankush.
Wait on. Sorry, Sagar. Merab is trying to show something. Merab, I know you are an EV owner. You run DCFC charging network. You were trying to show something. Can you tell the audience what were you trying to show? What do you have? Oh wow, is this a charger?
Bhai, you guys are saying we have this and that people on our group, and you have me. There's a DC charger right outside my bedroom. This is my bedroom right here. मुझे ही पूछो ना, मैं सब बोलोगे आप लोग को, रेट वेट सब बोलेगा, ये देखो, here DC.
Correct, but do you think that running an EV on a DC fast charger will cost you 5-6 rupees a kilometer?
Absolutely not. Even though mine is now absolutely on the heaviest side of the charge point, it's at 30 rupees a unit. It still costs you under 3 rupees a kilometer to run.
Correct. And we've seen the evidence that you are not talking out of just an experience that you had. You're talking as a person who owns a DC charger and runs a DC charger for a business. Correct?
100%. And see, now just see this rate. 1 minute. I'll show you the rate also shown over here. Here. Now see, I'll try to show you here. Can you all see the rate over here?
Fantastic. 30
Okay,
rupees.
can you go further? 30 rupees a kilowatt. Yeah.
And that is one
time-based
of the
also.
peakest rates. Most around private companies are not exceeding 25, 26. No, but yeah, coming
wow.
to the point,
Yeah.
it's actually not about the chargers being less or anything. It's about the awareness, and we are not trying to demean any first-time EV owner. There are lots of first-time EV owners who were connected on the groups, and they always ask on their first highway trip, how can we plan? Where should we stop for charging?
Correct.
Which all charger companies are good? Where all we can target as for if economy also in chargers. And there are lots of offers also on the charging CPO apps. So yeah, my only point of contention in this whole issue is there are not many EV users across India who are not at all connected with the EV community. It is one of the most close community wherein people immediately connect with each others. Even being a stranger, I've never maybe met any of you beautiful people on this Zoom call right now, but we still connect on a very deeper level because of the common passion of EVs. And the reason for that connection is purely the passion for EVs, wherein we ask each other our doubts and we share our analytics and everything. So I wonder in the world how no one from the OP's side, maybe his friends or anyone, have not connected and taken advice for finding chargers or anything. That is
Correct.
absolutely
And also the owner himself also mentions that he's owned or driven the car for 100 kilometers himself, and the car had only run 500 kilometers. Never installed a fast charger at his home. Also was using a 3.3 kilowatt charger. Got recently installed. He's mentioned that in the video as well. So he's never had the overall experience of running this EV, and he's trying to demean. Again, I'll go back to the title of this second video as well, which says there is what it says is XEV9E costlier to run than petrol and diesel. With 500
Basically,
kilometers of running experience under your belt, you are making
ignorance.
that big a bold a claim.
It was his ignorance, nothing else. Anybody who is buying something new will definitely research or ask around. आजकल तो internet भी है सबके पास. There was a time when there was no internet and all. Still, people, when they bought something new age technology, they asked,
My
slept on the.
very basic question to you, Mehrab, is as you are yourself a charging service provider, tell me one thing. Looking at the network in India of chargers right now, do you think on such a major highway like Delhi Chandigarh or Delhi Dehradun, you could miss a marking charging strategy and complain about it?
Sagar,
I mean, there are
let
now.
me answer it because I recently did this. I recently drove from
Yeah, even I
Rishikesh
have done
to
that stretch. It is absolutely plenty of chargers. It
yes,
is
Wala.
such a dense chargers highway map. Even Anuj has traveled, Ankush has traveled. There is no need of even 16 ampere plug. There are plenty of DC
Nothing
fast
is
chargers.
required. This guy has only done everything out of inexperience. He thought he will get away with his what do you say, his fame and all. He can do anything. He like बाद में देखा जाएगा. आप ऐसा नहीं करोगे, नया गाड़ी नहीं दोगे तो मैं YouTube पे डाल दूंगा. He's used all that sort of thing. Definitely, I'm also I can't say I'm a very large influencer or anything, but if I can use such a thing to my advantage, maybe हाँ बाद में देखा जाएगा. Maybe इधर उधर कॉल करूंगा, ऑनलाइन डाल दूंगा. बाद में देखा जाएगा. Who is going to take the headache? You know.
Nahin,
But this
so
time he was
this
wrong.
is a very valid point because in one of his video himself says that I am so busy YouTuber that I didn't had
हाँ.
time to do all
So
these kind of things.
and Sagar, I think, pointed out one thing very important. He knew certain things. There was a delay between his complaining and crying online. There was some sort of delay. So definitely he was already, trying to negotiate something with the company, and then that didn't go through. He must have tried to threaten them or something. They must have said, "हाँ हम ऐसा करके देंगे." They didn't do it. And there was some delay, some scam, something going on in between themselves. And now